Friends, in this video I will be discussing Ricinus communis, that is the castor bean or castor oil plant. It is a species of perennial plant. It is a fast growing, suckering shrub that can reach the size of a small tree around 12 meters, that is 39 feet, but it is not cold hardy. See, the leaves are green and are 15 to 45 centimeter, that is 6 to 18 inches long, long stalked, alternate and palmate, with 5 to 12 deep lobes with coarsely toothed segments. In some varieties, they are start of dark purple or bronze when young. Let us move in the hills of Uttarakhand. Here we are in Kalegaon, a small village of Uttarakhand in Dehradun on Sahisdara Road. We will be finding that on both sides there are huge quantity of castor oil plant. See, we find them. In some varieties, they are start of dark reddish purple or bronze when young, gradually changing to a dark green, sometimes with a reddish tinge as they mature. The leaves of some varieties are green practically from start, whereas in yet others a pigment masks of green color of all the chlorophyll bearing parts, leaves, stems and young fruits. I am going to near a castor oil plant and would show you the leaves. Plants with dark leaves can be found growing next to those with green leaves. So there is most likely only a single green gene controlling the production of the pigment in some varieties. See, the leaf of some other varieties are green practically from start. Leaves, stems and young fruits all are green chlorophyll bearing. The stems and the spherical spiny seed capsules also vary in pigmentation. The fruit capsules of some varieties are more showy than the flowers. These plants are usually found near waterways. See here greenery. This is Barsati Nala. See, I will show you fruits and flowers of these plants. These green capsule dries and splits into 3 sections, forcibly ejecting seeds. The fruit is a spiny greenish capsule containing large, oval, shiny bean-like highly poisonous seeds with variable brownish mottling. The castor seed is the source of castor oil, which has a variety of uses. The seed contains between 40 to 60% oil that is rich in triglyceride, mainly ricinoline. The seed also contains ricin, a water-soluble toxin, which is also present in lower concentration throughout the plant. See the flowers. The flowers lack petals and are unisexual, that is, male and female. Both types are born on the same plant, monoecious variety. In terminal panicle like inflorescences of green or in some varieties shades of red. The male flowers are numerous, yellowish green with prominent creamy stamens. The female flowers born at the tips of the spikes like within the immature spiny capsule. They are relatively few in number and have prominent red stigmas. Castor oil has many uses in medicine and other applications. Members of Bodo tribe of Bodoland in Assam in India use the leaves of this plant to feed their and rear the larvae of muga and Andes silkworms. Ricinus communis is the host plant of the common castor butterfly, that is Ariadne marion, and the airy silk moth, that is Samia cynthia ricini. It is also used as a food plant by the larvae of some other species of Lepidopteran, including Hypercom, Hambletoni, and the nutmeg. There are many modern uses of this castor oil seed. Whether natural, blended, or chemically altered, castor oil still has many uses. For example, it remains of commercial importance as a non-freezing, antimicrobial, pressure-resistant lubricant for special purposes, either of latex or metals, or as a lubricant component of fuel. Castor products are sources of various chemical feedstocks. In Brazil, castor oil, locally known as mamona oil, is a raw material for some varieties of biodiesel. In rural area, the abundant seeds are used by children for single shot balls as they have the right weight, size and hardness. These castor seeds are attractively patterned. They are popular in low-cost personal adornments such as non-durable necklaces and bracelets. Castor oil has long been used on skin to prevent dryness. Either purified or processed, it still is a component of many cosmetics. The high percentage of ricinoleic acid residues in castor oil and its derivatives inhibits many microbes, whether viral, bacterial or fungal. They accordingly are useful components of many ointments and similar preparations. Note that castor oil is the major raw material for polyglycerol polyricinoleate, a modifier that improves the flow characteristics of cocoa butter in the manufacture of chocolate bars and thereby reduces the costs. The plant is also a very strong trigger for asthma, and allergies to ricinus are commonplace and severe. The castor oil plant produces an abundant amount of very light pollen which easily become airborne and can be inhaled into the lungs, triggering allergic reactions. The sap of the plant causes skin rashes. Individuals who are allergic to the plant can also develop rashes from merely touching the leaves, flowers or seeds. The toxin provides the castor oil plant with some degree of natural protection from insect pests such as aphids. Ricin has been investigated for its potential use as insecticide. See, the castor oil plant is also the source of undecyclinic acid, that is a natural fungicide. Commercially available, cold processed pressed castor oil is not toxic to humans in normal doses, either internal or external. The toxicity of raw castor beans is due to the presence of ricin. Although the lethal dose in adults is considered to be 4 to 8 seeds, reports of actual poisoning are relatively rare. Symptoms of overdosing on ricin, which can include nausea, diarrhea, tachycardia, hypotension, and seizures, persists for a week. However, the poison can be extracted from castor by concentrating it with a fairly complicated process similar to that used for extracting cyanide from almonds. Let us move to the forests of Uttarakhand and we will find more plants. I want to tell you that if ricin is ingested, symptoms commonly begin within 2 to 4 hours, but may be delayed up to 36 hours. These include a burning sensation in mouth and throat, abdominal pain, purging and bloody diarrhea. Within several days, there is a severe dehydration, a drop in blood pressure and a decrease in urine. Unless treated, death can be expected to occur within 3 to 5 days. However, in most cases, a full recovery can be made. So, I will request you not to take any product of herbs or shrubs found without any medical guidance. Here I will suggest you to take advice from Ayurveda doctors, that is Veds in India, before consuming any product from castor. I am thankful to you for watching this video with patience. I hope the contents are very useful for you. I will again advise you to take advice of Ayurveda Ved before consuming any herb or shrubs of Uttarakhand. Thank you for watching my video. If you like, please comment. Your comments are very precious for me. Please share this video with your friends and relatives. Thank you again for watching my video. Thank you.